And good evening, everybody. Welcome to an all-new episode of Holotheatre. As always, I am Dan Tartaglia, also known as DTartag1, coming to you live tonight, as always. Tonight we got a little bit of a fun episode. At least I think it's fun. I've got a nice little interview with Cedric and Kieran, our first place, our champion at the European Championships a couple weeks ago, and Kieran, our runner-up. Both of them played really well. And it was definitely an honor to have both of them come on and talk about their decks, talk about how they played, and trying to get everybody to go out to Bochum because, in all honesty, that's the place to be for Star Wars. I mean, at least that's what everybody says. That's what I mean. But definitely got a little bit of a fun interview with those guys, like I just said. But first things first, we're going to talk about some of the things that are coming down on the pipeline. We're going to talk about the news, as well as some just current events that are going on in Star Wars CCG. So, first off, let's go ahead and take a look at the OCS and what's going on there. Right now, Timo Dussel is still up at the top spot. He's sitting there at 11-1, so Timo's looking like a really good candidate to finish out the month and advance into the playoffs. So that'd be really good for him. Mike Kessling, who has already qualified, is there at 11-1. Sam Tashima is at 10-2. And then looking on down the lines, we see that Chris Werfs is sitting there at 9-1. With an opponent's win percentage of 55%. So if he is able to win his last two games, he would jump over Timo and take over the top spot. A little on down the line, Justin Asai threatening at a record of 7-1. And it looks like those are our big, the players with the best chance. However, don't be surprised to see Charlie Arlinson do one of his infamous last-minute dashes to the finals. Currently sitting at 5-0. So that is our current. That's the current standings for the OCS and the OCS playoffs. So definitely got a lot of. It's definitely going to be an exciting finish. I will be having Joe Olson on at some point in October to talk about the OCS playoffs, as well as the Outrider Cup. Because both of those events are looking pretty good. And then on top of that, we've got an exciting opportunity for all you Star Wars players. The Mothers, our Mom event, essentially, starting in October, which is right around the corner. All you got to do and this is kind of like the Father's Day event that happened last year. This year, we're doing in honor of moms. All you got to do is, again, donate. Click this link right here. You can donate any amount. The suggested amount is $10, but, again, any amount will take place. Make sure you include Padme and your GEMP handle in on it, so that way they will know who is there. And then, again, the PC will match up to $500 in donations. So that looks really good. The last day to register for this event is tomorrow. That way you can get in. You can start October 1st. You can play in this. Get registered. If you register after tomorrow, between September 30th and October 6th, you will start on October 7th. So a little bit behind. You can play up to 16 games per player, and anybody who plays will have a chance at this nice little AI of Your Thoughts Dwell on Your Mother. Anybody who plays 8 games will get it. GEMP exclusive alternate image. If you play 12 games, you'll also get a GEMP foil slave quarters and a Series 5 GEMP booster packs. You'll also get the physical foil copy of Your Thoughts Dwell on Your Mother. And then if you play all 16 games, you'll receive a foil virtual slip of Tatooine Skywalker Hut. Always, you're going to have additional prizes, but at the same time, it's going to a really good cause. So if you got nothing better to do in October, I mean, October is the start of fall or autumn. Play some Gemp games. Donate. It should be fun. On top of that, we have a few other announcements in regards to upcoming tournaments. First and foremost, in January, we're going to have an Atlanta tournament, January 12th through the 14th. And then the Indiana Eclipse Major, April 5th through the 7th. That's looking really it's going to be a really popular event. And then on top of that, we have some upcoming events over the course of the next few months. October 7th through the 8th is the Now Hutta Super Weekend out in Carmel, Indiana. Core Slot Regionals will take place in Willow Grove, Pennsylvania on October 8th. October 15th, we have a Tatooine local in Longmont, Colorado, Georgia States in Marietta, Georgia, and a Bestman local out in St. Paul, Minnesota. On October 22nd, there will be a Kashyyyk local out in Milford, Massachusetts. And then the big event of the month is going to be the Indoor Grand Prix out in Seattle, October 27th through the 29th. I just got my ticket, so I'm excited to go to that. And then November 4th through the 5th is the Ohio Mega Worlds, or better known as Omega Worlds, out in Columbus, Ohio. That will be just like the Now Hutta Super Weekend. That's going to contain both the regional, the Now Hutta Regional, and the Indiana States for the Now Hutta Super Weekend. Omega Worlds will be the Karelia Regional as well as the Ohio States. And then November 12th is a Degaba Regionals out in Marietta, Georgia. And then if you're interested in participating in the Deck Box events, we have another one coming up very soon. This is going to be the Skirmish for Sidious on October 7th. You will have a 11 a.m. start time. You can register up to 7 a.m. Eastern on the day of the event. For participating, you'll get a Sidious's lightsaber foil. Get prizes. You'll get Lord Sidious foil, Sidious's lightsaber foil. Always two there are foil and Sidious prisoners. Fort Lightning, 25 gold, and some booster packs of the Series 5. You also get a chance at winning a deck box. This one will be, again, the Lord Sidious, and yours truly will be running it. So I do expect a clean event from all participants. It's gonna be really fun. If you haven't played in one of these events, they're really fun. It will include a final confrontation between our top two players to win the deck box. And one little bit of unfortunate news, but depending on how you're looking at it, we have an advocate who is retiring, Adam Fletcher, also known as Echo Base Trooper Siri. He will be stepping down as a volunteer from the game. This way, he desires to spend more time with his family, which nobody can question. Family comes first, and I just want to say on a personal note, big thank you to Adam for doing what he did for the game. Really great guy. Never got a chance to really meet him. However, really a great guy. Class act. He's been around for a long time. He's done so much for the game. Just behind the scenes, all the data, the OCS games, the games on GEMP, so much for him. And I will say I really was glad to see that we have Echo Base Trooper Virtual. It represents Adam in every way. So again, big thank you to Adam. And while we are going to miss you, sir, and I really hope I wish you the best in everything. And hopefully we'll see you around in not necessarily a volunteer aspect, but just as a personal aspect. Like, definitely one of the best guys on as a volunteer. So big shout out to Adam and thank you for everything that you have done. But on that note, everybody, why don't we go ahead and get into our interview? Again, this is the interview where I have Kieran and Cedric talking about everything that happened at the European Championships. Again, this was a couple weeks ago. I know that we've had some other stuff come on before we interviewed these two gentlemen. This is a pre-recorded interview. I did it this past weekend, so you might notice like the living room's a little bit cleaner, and obviously I'm wearing something else. But definitely, it was a fun interview. Hopefully, everybody enjoys it, and then I'll be back to wrap everything's up and talk about what's gonna happen next week on the show. Okay, everyone. Here I am sitting with Kieran and Cedric, uh, your first and second place players at the Endor. I I did this couple weeks ago. I'm doing it this week for some reason. But we this your first and second place players at the European Championships from Bochum, Germany, a couple weeks ago. It is a pleasure to have you both on. I believe you guys have been on at least once before for the. I know Kieran has been on for the Outrider Cup.
Yeah, I haven't.
Cedric, this is your first time.
Yeah, it is. It is. Hi, Dan.
So, how are you guys doing? I know it's evening for you right now.
Yeah.
So, thank you for taking the time today to come on and talk about uh, Cedric, your run at the championships, and Kieran, your run as runner up.
hmm Yeah, thanks for having us.
So, let's talk about let's get into the European Championships first, and let's talk about like what you guys did to prepare, because this is kind of the big one for you guys because you guys don't really have the chance to always come over here to America for Worlds or any of the other majors. So this is like the really big important tournament. So Cedric, do you want to go ahead and start us like how you prepared, and then we'll get into Kieran as well.
Well, it will be very short. I had some OCS games. I talked some deck with Jeroen, and that's about it. I thought it was late September, and then it appeared to be early September, so I had not much preparation at all. But that's what the team event is for, Friday night.
And what about you, Kieran?
Yeah, I went to all the regionals in Europe this year, so there I had some preparation and at least got to see what everyone was playing. And some people like Angelo just stick to their decks over the whole season and changed a couple of cards. That probably helped. But I didn't really play that much competitively on GAMP. I just played the GAMP PC at the start of the year, which was, in my opinion, quite annoying because it lasted like 2 months or so. And yeah, when I lost to Kessling, I was quite happy to stop having to play in it, honestly. And yeah, OCS is just, for me personally, it's just such a grind to have to play 12 games a month. And I think it's for me, it's much more fun to have like a weekend where you can take off your family, your life, your work, and go to a place, have fun, enjoy the time with the nerds, and then keep on going with your life. So yeah, I did play OCS, but I played some open casual games, which yeah, some people would say doesn't really help. I think it helps to just try out which kind of decks you like, which decks feel good, and so I played, I think, 3 decks per side, and yeah, took like 6 decks with me to Bochum, and yeah, that was enough, I think.
Okay, so now did either of you guys look at like what some of the Americans were playing from Worlds beforehand?
Yeah, I checked all the deck lists before to get some inspiration. But yeah, I played hand down, and there's not a lot of room for switching cards. So
Yeah.
yeah, I compared all the hand down lists and compared it to my list and switched some cards around. But yeah, that's it. I did use the Yoda Muning. I think it's Kessling's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I played it already in the Rolte regional, I think, or was it the Dutch one? I tried it before and I liked it. It was good for a 6 or 8 game event. Yeah, but after that, there wasn't much that I liked from the American lists. That matches my playstyle or my experience.
And I noticed, like you said, you played the hunt down. Now, and there's not a lot of room to change it up, play a lot of different cards. Was there any card in particular that you wanted to try and get into it?
I was thinking about using the Cantina start, but I didn't have time to test it against a lot of matchups, so that was abandoned pretty fast. But after that, yeah, you can play with Doku and Force Lightning, or with Mara Jade and without Force Lightning, but Blizzard 4 is a card that goes in and out, stuff like that, and then some of the utility interrupts. Do you want the comp scan detection, or do you want something else?
Okay.
Yeah, stuff like that. Happy I played the comp scan detection against Mike.
And I know that's I know we seen a certain American who's played Hunt Down. He didn't have comp scan detection in his deck. Were you looking at that, seeing that like his results playing that card at all?
No, I didn't go that deep with checking the playstyles or the lists or the matches. Just what I thought what would be good in the deck, compared with the European meta in mind.
Okay. And then you played the Yoda communing that we've seen a lot of. Like you said,
Yeah.
Mike Kessling, he played it. Was there any card that you really wanted to get into it that you haven't seen a lot of?
No, it's a pretty generic deck, I think. You just have some Jedi, you have some space, and you're pretty flexible. But yeah, sometimes the decks just doesn't work. It you don't find the right ship, you don't find the right location at the right time. That's why I didn't want to play it for day 3. Didn't want to be in that situation that Mike was in, after all. That you activated the stuff you need and you activate your saber or your Camino, and yeah, there was always a risk of that. But it's a pretty solid deck. You can go to space, you can go to ground. It's the same package that was in the Yavin 4 ops. I don't know who played it. At Worlds, it's the pretty much same Jedi package. It's just very solid, I guess. You have the good Jedi. You don't have Luke on ground, so that was a big issue for me. I playtested against Kuhn the day before yours, against his Agents of the Black Sun, and I lost horribly. So that was a wake up call, and I hope that nobody would play Agents because of Obi Muning.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And then Kieran, so what decks did you go with?
Yeah, brought for light side. I brought to mind what you've learned. The one Scott played at Worlds, which I played at the team tournament, and thought it was really funny and really especially funny to piss people off. But it had some really bad matchups, so I wouldn't ever play it for day 2 or day 3. And then I brought Obi Communing, but I played it probably most of the year. And last year I played lots of Yoda and Qui-Gon Communing. So yeah, I thought it was like Yoda Communing and Obi Communing probably the strongest decks with Anakin Saga. But I was kind of tired of playing them, so I played Anakin Saga for light side. And for dark side, I brought Thrawn, was landing side SSA, and the other one was Agent of the Black Sun. And yeah, I decided against Thrawn because I think it has a really, not really good matchup against Zero Hour, and some people like Kuhn were playing Zero Hour, so I didn't want to run into that. And Agent of the Black Sun, I had a kind of a different experience since Cedric. I played with Yoda Muning against Jonas, who's a really good player, playing Agent of the Black Sun, and I kind of destroyed his Agent of the Black Sun. And I think Agent of the Black Sun doesn't have that much of a good matchup against Yoda Muning, and might have some problems against all the main stacks. So I think it can win the matchups, but it's really grinding and it's draining. So like it's a control deck basically, and I'm not Emil, who's able to play like 8 matches of agents and old allies all day and still have a fresh mind. So I just with the 2 decks where I thought I might be able to get some beatdowns in and have some quick games and stay fresh over the course of 8 games. So that was the plan, not to think too much and still be able to enjoy the social side of the event.
Speaking of the social side of the event, like I know, Cedric, you said you played in the team event. Kieran, did you play in that?
I played in it with Mike.
Okay.
I think Mike played some map. I played Mind What You've Learned. But yeah, I think the whole Friday evening was kind of blurry for me personally. So it was a good event. It's like the team event for Euros feels like everyone is arriving, everyone is chatting, everyone is having a good time, and it's just meeting everyone again whom you haven't seen maybe for a year or maybe once during the year, and it's just fun. No one really cares about winning.
So, Cedric, what did you play for the team event?
I tried Yevon 4-Ops decks
Okay.
with the Jedi package just to test it out. I won 3 times with it, but yeah, I didn't feel very comfortable with it against all the matchups, so I switched back to Yoda Muning in the end for Saturday.
Okay. So how did your Saturdays go? I know, Cedric, you ended out as the I want to say you were the 5th overall seat. No, you were the 7th.
I was the last 6-2. Yeah.
So you were 7th place, and Kieran, you were 4th. So how did what happened day 1? We'll start with Cedric again.
So yeah, I lost my first game, and after that I dodged a lot of the eventual top 8 players, apparently, except for Angelo, who I lost to my second game, but I won the other 6. So if you check my SOS, it's not that great compared to the other players. So I had to go 6-2, or else I would have been the last 5-3, I think.
Wow. So you lost your first 2 games. And
no, my first game and my 6th game, fifth or 6th game, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. And was there any game that really stuck out to you?
As far as I remember, I have to check my tournament report. No, yeah, the first game I really screwed up because it should have been on stream, but it wasn't, and I always fuck up on stream, so that's a thing I do against Chris Menzel. He was playing Bing before me, and I forgot to pull the Leia shield, and I already deployed Luke. So after that, it was too late, and I kind of tilted, and he just out-damaged me pretty fast. So it was a very quick game, which gave us time to go outside and have a talk, and spare some energy for the rest of the day. But that was a low for me play-wise. It was always good to play Kuzik. But after that, winning the 8th game was nice too. Making sure I was in that was a pretty nice feeling. Too bad I had to play 3 Dutch guys because of that, I played, I think I played Tom twice, Tommy. And because of that, he wasn't in the top 8. If he had won twice, maybe he would have made top 8. So it's not nice to take out teammates, but it is what it is.
Yeah, you don't want to travel so many hours to an event only to play people that you went to the event with, or that you've been testing with or talking with the entire time. But unfortunately, it does happen.
Yeah, especially when you're only 32 players, so the chances are pretty high that we meet each other a
lot. Kieran, what about you? How did your day 1 go for you?
It was quite cool, actually. I won the first 4 games. I think the first one was against Jeeps, Peter Jacobson, and I played against Christian Lund, and I'm not sure what the third or fourth one was. I think I played Kuhn and Joe, but I don't know the order. So
Okay.
I started 4-0, which was kind of a good start.
Yeah.
And then I had to play the big guys. I had to play Emil in game 5, still playing Old Allies. I think he will even play it if it's playing. I lost, which was an interesting match, but yeah, he won in the end. And game 6 was against Jonas. He was playing walkers, and I gambled a little bit and didn't play the walker effect in my Anakin saga. So he won a really close one. And games 7 and 8 I played against King Jon. You probably don't know him, but if you come to Europe next year, you will get to know the king. And yeah, it was kind of funny because actually I can't remember too much about the last 2 games, but Jon won against Bastion, and he told me how he won against Bastion, and Bastion was tracking all of Jon's destinies, and Jon was making lots of mistakes, and Jon still somehow won the game, and I think that made Bastion quite pissed. So that's what I remember from the last 2 games. So it was kind of a successful day, even though I was still really tired from Friday. So yeah, but it was a fun day. The only thing that also Cedric wrote in his tournament report, it was really hot, and the air was also really humid. So it was really tough to play during that day, and we were all kind of lucky to go out between the games and also have short games wherever possible and get some fresh air and get some relaxation time, because like playing over 30 degrees Celsius in that room is kind of
that does
great.
not sound fun.
No, 34 male guys in a room stuck 30 degrees. There was not much oxygen left.
Well, I mean, and I can understand that. So I'm assuming that you guys were all staying hydrated, drinking.
Yeah.
Uh,
No alcohol. No alcohol. That
no
was
alcohol.
During the games.
Kieran, did you have any alcohol during the games?
On Friday, yes. On Saturday and Sunday, no.
Okay.
He was still pissed from Friday, so that was good.
So, going in from Saturday to Sunday, how were you both feeling about your chances?
Well, I was just happy to be in top 8 and then wanted to celebrate. But I had no expectations. Every time I made top 8 in the past, I lost in the first round. Last year it was Emil. It were pretty close games after all, but yeah, I didn't have much hope of making it very far. So I just wanted to enjoy the weekend, and because Friday night I went to bed early because I was exhausted, and because of the 8 game day, I wanted to rest to be sure not to be exhausted. So I wanted to hang out with everybody, and I missed that on Friday, so I did that on Saturday. So we talked some decks with the Dutch guys, and I could use Stefan's swap deck. We would switch some cards in the morning, and my hand down was okay. It went 4-0 on day 1. So yeah, I was pretty sad on decks and not much left to do, but enjoyed the company from me.
And Kieran, how were you feeling?
Yeah, dark side, I changed 1 card. I played 2 point man on day 2 and didn't see any keep your eyes open, so I switched out 1 and added 1 sense, because you can always play sense in match play. And for light side, I added the anti-walker effect. I always forget the name. And with the one which reduces or limits the damage to 1 force loss, and added a couple of utility cards, and I played lots of high destinies on the Swiss part, so I reduced that a little bit and put in some tech cards to counter certain matchups. especially numbers. So yeah, but I since you also asked before whether we changed anything from Worlds, I was pretty set with my deck list before Worlds already, and yeah, I stayed with them because like the decks I used, I was quite sure that I could beat anything with it. Like maybe have some matchups where it's a coin toss or something, but I think both of them are really open-ended, so I just feel good with them.
So, Cedric, let's talk about the WAP that you played. You said that was Stefan's. So this is a very interesting WAP. It doesn't play a lot of Jedi. You play a lot of clones with blasters. What made you want to go with this deck in particular?
Because he went 4-0 with it. That was the main cue.
Okay.
No, but you know, with WAP, everybody stacks the throne room very fast, and you just battling all game to get a hold of it. But with this deck, with starting with blaster, you can just ignore them. You just stay at the exterior side, go to space, go to their side. You have the blaster pings. They have to choose, or they stack the throne room very thick, or you can just battle them away with all your interrupts, or they spread out, and then you can go to the throne room and chase them on the other planets afterwards. So it's very flexible, and I like that. You're not doomed if they take you to a room. You just don't lose the game. You can still go outside, have drains, have some pings. You can go to space with the new Star Destroyers. They're pretty strong with the Admiral. So it's very flexible, and you can switch your game plan during the game, which I did a lot. And I like that the flexibility.
Okay. Yeah, it's. I know he, like you said, he went 4-0 with it at one of the regionals. It looks like it's a fun deck. So it's definitely not your normal WAP that we've seen. So, so how was your day 2 experiences for both of you? Obviously, you both did well. So, but like, what happened in the first and second rounds?
Should I start?
Sure.
So first game was against Jonas, which was he was the only one going 7-1 day 1, so he's a good player, right? But he chose to play light first, which put me at ease because I could play my hand down, which I know well in this kind of auto play, and I didn't have a bad opening, so that's the only thing with hand down. If you have a bad opening, it can go bad really fast. But I just hung in there and then won somehow. I don't know, not much, maybe 2, or I don't remember exactly. And then game 2, yes, with Stefan's deck, I had the part when I could move in or I could move out, and he wasn't sure. And he started Imperial Decree, but then to make it a drain race, right, to outping me. But then he decided to go to the throne room, so which makes his decree kind of useless. And then I could battle him away from the throne room, making his blasters lost because he didn't start the effect to forfeit them in consequential losses. So I think he lost 3 blasters, and then he tried to spread, but then I went after those dudes also. So almost all of his blasters were gone mid game. So I took the game from there, and I could out damage him with moving around. So that was a nice game for me. Second round was against Mike. And then his ISB it's very very strong. Maybe I don't know the matchup very well. I don't know how to play against it. Not sure if Rob has a chance against it. I have no clue. He just went down second turn at the hallway and just kept beating on everything I put down. And I never really had a chance. So I tried to do as much damage as I could or mitigate. But he had an answer for everything I tried. That was a pretty bad game. I lost by 20 or 22, I think. But then, with my hand down, I had a really good opening. I had 2 at Vanny. I had a puller for the bridge. And then I had activated to interrupt to pull the cloud set aside so I can throw into it. So second turn, I had everything I needed. And after that, I could just chase him around and take over the match and win with more than 20. So that was nice.
And Kieran, what happened your first round?
I think first round I played Justin Branch. And,
Okay.
the first matchup was my Maul's Landing Site SSA versus his Anakin Saga. And basically, it's the whole matchup was a game of chicken. You don't want to come down first, and we both went to space. And honestly, I was getting bored, so I went down first, which was a bad idea. So with Brother Fire and the Saga retrieval, he obviously won the game. Then I still kept it kind of close. He won by 11, I think. And the second game, he was playing Walkers, and I was playing Anakin Saga. And since he started the Walkers, I thought I wouldn't need the Saber, so I started the anti-Walker effect instead of the Mother effect. But he obviously was playing lots of mains, so I could have used the Saber. But the thing is, I gambled really hard on my first turn, and when he came down with Blizzard 1 and Beers in it, I just played Ray, draw the 5, which became a 6, and clear the Walk and Beers. So I had over 30 cards, which would have been at least a 5 with a +1. So I think it was a good gamble. And I cleared this. He got back. I think he got back Veers, or I'm not sure, Veers or the Walker, and then played the Walker, Ozzel, and some guy in it. He first wanted to play Tarkin, but then he played like Minkinov or something, the Royal Guard, which pulls a shield. That was kind of
Okay.
I thought, what the fuck is happening? Because he obviously doesn't draw Destiny. So I cleared the next guys, and in the end, we had some controversial turn where he played like Kylo with Saber, Dr. Everson, and Thrawn against Padme and Anakin. And he swung during the first Destiny, which was a 4, but he didn't declare whom he swung at. So I was like, okay, what's happening now? In the end, I was a nice guy and let him swing at Anakin, and But in the end, I had too many characters in all the retrieval. I had retrieval loop, and he ran out of characters. And in the end, I had 15, 16 cards in Life Force and 8 or 9, 10 cards in hand. And I cleared him off the ground, and he had just Shuttle in space left. He could train for 1. I could train for 4 and retrieve 1. So he conceded. So I think changing the 1 card and changing the strategy was worked out. And then like Cedric said, I wasn't really planning on going past first round. So for me, each game was a bonus. And then the second round I had to play against Emil, and defeating Emil in match play is something. I'm not sure if I can do that again. So first game was my Anakin Saga against his Shadow Collective, which in my opinion is a really good matchup for Anakin Saga, because you can, especially I had really strong space. I could just put a ship in space and just do hit and runs on the ground with Shadow Resilience, getting back my Anakin or Rey with Saber. And I was able to clear Maul twice early with Anakin swinging, drawing 2 Destinies. And but then I didn't really find any more characters, and had one crucial mistake, forgetting to play Fall of a Legend when he lost his Prince Caesar, and then I couldn't find any more characters. And Emerald is a really good player, so he kept it really close, and I won by 7, I think, in the end.
Wow.
And the second game was again the SSA against Old Allies. But the thing with the European meta is you will be really surprised most of the time that you're playing decks you won't see on Gem. It's really good when you play, like I played Emil the day before, so I knew what was in his deck, so I could adapt accordingly. And this time I was able to stay in space and just flooded the ground with characters each side. And I trained a lot, and he couldn't keep up with the damage, and in the end he conceded. So that already for me personally was my European Championship, defeating Emil in match play. And
thanks for taking Emil down.
And everything after that, I really didn't care anymore. That already made my weekend.
Mm-hmm. So what happened with the finals? Like I know that you both decided to. It was determined that you guys would not play.
Yeah,
No,
we play first game.
Okay.
we played the
Okay.
first game.
Yeah.
And what was that game?
Go ahead, Green.
Okay. Yeah, it was basically
Green got to choose the
Cedric-
side.
Yeah, I think I played Dark Side. I played the SSA against Web.
Yeah.
Basically, it came down to what Cedric said before, that the Web doesn't really need to go to the throne room. So I went really hard to the throne room. He stayed outside, and I went to space with Suckers and Mist Hunter, and he was able to beat him down, and I needed to play my Gug, which was really crucial because after losing the Gug, I couldn't really go wide, or I couldn't attack his lone Jedi or Anakin with the small guy, having to fear overflow. So I put too many characters in the throne room, and wasn't really able to keep up with the damage because he had the blasters, he had sabers. He could just play like guy with saber to my Jabba's Palace sides.
Mm-hmm.
So in the end, I tried to keep it somewhat close, which I managed to do in the end. I think it was 11 or 12 force.
Yeah, 12.
Yeah, it was really close. And yeah, after that, like I said before, like winning the first 2 rounds and being totally drained and fucked up from the whole weekend, and especially I still felt Friday. So yeah, I was like, okay, we can either play one more game and not might be an hour or something, or we still can say our goodbyes to everyone, have some relaxing time. And we wanted to go out for steaks, and I really wanted to have a steak and really wanted to have some time in between. So
Yeah.
like after losing the first game, I was thinking about it for a while, but in the end, it wasn't that important to me to play that last game and to try to get the championship. It was more important to go having a steak and have some relaxation time. So yeah, I conceded the second game.
Yeah, and I know. I mean, I know winning would have been nice, but I like to hear that it was more important to spend time with each other and enjoy a steak than it was just to win the championship.
Yeah, also like exactly like 20 years before, I won Euros playing Lord of the Rings. So I already had my moment in the sun. I went to the World's Finals like 3 years ago. So I think like for everyone involved, it was really cool to see that Cedric and I made it to the finals, not Bastian and Emil all the time. So for me personally, I think there's like, when you look at the guys participating, I think there's like 16, 17, 18 guys you could say they could make it to top 8. And there's so many of them who could win it. So I hope to see a new guy winning it next year as well.
Yeah.
Nothing against Bastian or Emil, but like I think both of them have like 5 championships or something. So it's good to see you guys winning it.
It is. It is. Cedric, how did it feel to win the championship for you?
Yeah. I didn't know what happened, right? I was just stumbling into top 8 and just making my way through the whole day. I wanted to play board games at first, but then okay, one more round. And then suddenly I was a champion. So yeah, it was really nice. And like Kieran said, we were both pretty exhausted from stuff that happened at the evening. So I was really happy we didn't have to play the second game and hang out with the rest and say goodbye. Otherwise, the 2 guys playing don't get to say goodbye to anybody because everybody has left already, and you're just 2 guys and the judge still hanging out. So this way we still had to meet up with the rest of the crew. I was very happy. And of course, winning a tournament for the first time in my life is a nice experience. Yeah.
So, what was like the besides playing in the event? What else did you guys do? Because I know everybody says when you go to a European event, it's the other stuff, the games, the camaraderie, the drinking. Like, what else did you guys do?
I guess that's the same in the States, no? You meet up with your friends and you have a drink, and there's always the Team Wales extra bonus, they always invent some special stuff
Mhm.
during the day, and then the special boosters and stuff, and then the team with the team stuff. There's always a little extra that they guys put in, but for me, just it's guys that you know for 20, 30 years. I'm exaggerating, but 20 years at least, some of them. So it's just meeting your friends, hanging out. It's leaving all the worries behind at home, the family, the other stuff, work. You're just you and the guys hanging out,
Mhm.
trying to have fun, and everybody who comes there wants to have fun. That's the only purpose of everybody going there, is to have fun. So you just have fun, and you can talk with other nationalities. I don't know how much the difference is in the United States between the states, but in Europe it's different countries with each
Mhm.
have a different culture, different language. So it's nice to talk to somebody from another country with another perspective on life and the world, and just exchange experiences that way. So it's nothing but good stuff, and you have a drink between.
What about for you, Kieran? Like, what was like some of the big stuff from the weekend?
Yeah, I think there's so many things you could tell. It would last for another couple of hours. But I think like one thing was really funny. When we all first arrived, we were sitting in the garden of the Cora Hotel, and I think most of us didn't really know that it was a garden outside after staying there for so many years. And when Bastian arrived, I watched the Basketball World Cup semifinal of Germany against the United States, which was really funny. Like beating the US as Germany, which is not really known for having a good national team regarding basketball. That was really funny. And meeting Tommy was really great. He was a really great guy. And Mike obviously coming over, seeing the pictures of Mike taking a cruise with Team Wales, getting there, and Joe coming over was great. It's like just as Cedric said, it's just great hanging out with the people, spending time talking to everyone. It feels like some kind of school or family reunion at every event. So yeah, it's hard to tell. It's something you have to experience, and obviously, like everyone is looking forward for the next big event next year at Euroworlds.
Mm-hmm.
There were lots of American players last time. I think most of them had a really good time, and yeah, I hope that you are able to experience like the whole feeling yourself next year.
I'm hoping. Believe me, I'm really hoping. So, now that you both did really well at this event, I think you both are in the running for the Outrider Cup.
Who
Do
knows?
you have any plans for participating in that?
Nope. Well, if it's in Iceland, maybe. No, I have no clue if I'm in the running or not. I don't know how it's decided. I've never been part of it. I've never been in the running, I think. So yeah, I have no clue how it happens and who decides and what we have to do. So we'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually I checked the score and Cedric. If like Bastian, Timo, and Justin make it to the OCS top 16 and get some points, Cedric might fall out.
Oh,
It might be really. I think it's quite unlikely, so I think Cedric should be in.
okay.
There you go.
Yeah. Personally, I haven't made really any plans because there's no real information of
Mm-hmm.
how it's going to be or what will happen.
Yeah, right.
If it's
I have no clue.
happening and it will be some kind of good mode. I think last time was really nice. Like each player having 2 games, which is kind of feasible also to organize because most of the time, like it's like 6 players per side, and finding a schedule for everyone to play all the games isn't that easy, depending on life. And so having 2 games, it's manageable. So if it's the same mode as last time, and we get a good group of people playing in it, I will probably play again. If I qualify,
Okay.
I'm not sure. So we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing who is participating in it. just from doing a commentary and talking about it standpoint, it's really fun. So hopefully we'll see some good card game being played. So, but yeah, I think that's all I got for you guys. Anything you guys want to say to the audience? Because I know we don't get a lot of European players, so I want to try and get more on. Just because, again, it can be a little difficult getting you guys on, but scheduling interviews like this is always a fun experience. So,
The counting, right?
I was gonna say anything to try and get more Americans over to European Worlds next year.
Yeah. Just a mental picture. It was like 2 in the evening, 3 in the evening, 3 a.m. Me and Kev were standing outside, looking inside and giggling, and then doing some commentary on the guys inside. It would have been a nice mental image for people passing by, just two adult men standing outside of a bar looking inside and giggling, doing voiceovers from a nature documentary. That's stuff that can happen. Yeah. After that, we had some lightsaber combat inside with the Spanish guys. And, yeah. Just random stuff all day, all evening. But yeah, I'm not sure where it will be. With the Virunden, they're looking for a new location, but because it will get crowded if a lot of Americans are coming over.
Mm-hmm.
Temperature shouldn't be a problem. I think it was very exceptional being 30 degrees at this time of the year, but there's no air conditioning, and yeah, if there's 10 more people, yeah, maybe it will fit, but 20, it can be crowded, so we'll see. But yeah, it's just the atmosphere that you're coming from. Yeah, it's not the comfort. don't look for too much comfort. Mike had some air conditioning dreams during the games. He was getting, yeah. So yeah, we'll see where it is. Hopefully they find a new place with a lot of room. But as we said in tournament reports, the place is free, so we don't have to pay anything
Mm-hmm.
to be there whole weekend. So we can use the money for the PC for other stuff. So that's a great plus, I
Yeah.
think. Instead of renting a big conference hall, which has air conditioning and maybe nicer, but yeah, that's the trade-off, right? So we hope to see you there next year then.
Yeah. Hopefully.
If you need any help with traveling, you can call anybody. Depends where you're flying to.
Yeah, and that's something I'm going to plan on.
Yeah.
What about you, Kieran? Anything you want to say to the Americans to get them over there?
Yeah, the only thing, because like there's lots of people in the past like saying, oh, it's a Bochum. Bochum is not a nice city. Well, Bochum isn't a nice city, to be honest. But you can get there like in 1 hour from Düsseldorf Airport, which is quite central, and it's quite easy to get from Düsseldorf to anywhere in Europe. So I think for anyone coming over, it's really easy to, depending on your budget and on your time, it's really easy to combine it with seeing lots of other cities in Europe like Copenhagen or Berlin or Amsterdam, Paris, and so on. So it's if you combine it with some traveling and seeing places, it's definitely worth it. Like last time, 2019, Chris Mansell organized the Europe trip for the guys coming over, and he rented a bus, and like I think like 15, 16 of us went from Bochum over Belgium, Luxembourg, France, to the southern part of Germany, and to the Oktoberfest, spent a day at the Oktoberfest. I jumped out of the bus, stayed in Munich. They went back to Bochum to everyone fly back again. So it's really an opportunity to combine traveling with playing and learning around. So I hope that lots of guys use the opportunity to see a little bit of Europe and to meet everyone here. And I really hope to see some of the guys for the first time and some of the guys for the second or third or fourth time. So yeah, Just
Yeah, it's
looking
pretty
forward
easy
for
to combine it with a city trip. If you have flights to Amsterdam, you can go 1 week earlier or a couple of days and just ride along with the Dutch crew. If you want to see Brussels before, if you travel inside of Europe, you can meet up with the local guys and drive with them to the crew, like Mike did. He hung out with the Welsh guys. So you can do your own little city trip with your family or with other US members, and then hook up with a crew of a local crew, the Belgians, the Dutch guys, the Germans in Copenhagen. There's people everywhere, right? So
Awesome.
just reach out and you'll find somebody who will be glad to help you or arrange make travel arrangements together with you. That's the big thing we should mention. Just reach out to the European community if you want to travel, and just check out what flights are doable for you once we have the dates.
Okay. Sounds great. Yeah, I know a lot of people are looking forward to it, and we're going to try and get as many as we can over. So, but I do want to say thank you to both of you for joining me today. It's great to talk to you guys. Hopefully, we'll have some more. Have you guys on again at some point. Yeah, and then like
after we win the Holotheatre Cup.
Yeah. Hey, you guys won it last time.
Yeah. Yes.
So, but okay. Well, thank you guys. It is always a pleasure, and hopefully you guys do take care of yourselves, and we'll talk again soon.
Hope so.
Thank you, Dan.
Take care.
Bye, Dan.
Take care.
Bye, Corinne.
Bye, Cedric.
Number 2.
So I passed to Jerome for number 2.
Not Belgium number 2, European number 2. Okay. Bye.
Okay, everybody, that is our show for this evening. Again, I want to thank Kieran and Cedric for coming on. It was a really fun time talking to those guys. Hopefully, we'll have them on again at some other point. Again, thank you for tuning in tonight. Always a pleasure to host the Thursday night Star Wars CCG show. Until next week. So next week we're going to talk to, I believe we're going to talk to at least Connor Britton, one of the designers for the Imperial Walker Objective that is coming out on Monday. Again, Set 22 drops on Monday, so make sure you guys look out for that. The Mother's Day, I don't know, Mother's Month event starts in a couple days, so make sure you guys sign up for that. And lots of tournaments coming around the corner in October, so get out there and go play. And then we'll see everybody later. Until next week, enjoy yourselves, have a good rest of your week, and as always, may the Force be with you. Good night, everybody.